All right, gather round, folks. You know, they say country music is three chords and the truth. But at the recent CMT Music Awards, it was more like three chords, the truth, and a whole lot of tears. The star-studded event took place in Austin, Texas, and it was as bright as a rhinestone cowboy's belt. The evening was packed with performances that would make even a tumbleweed tap its foot. But there was one tribute that stood out like a cowboy hat at a black tie event. Now, if you've ever attended a country music awards show, you know there's a bit of a tradition. It's not an official rule or anything, but it seems like every year, there's at least one tribute that will bring a tear to your eye. This year, that tribute was for the late and great Toby Keith. Toby Keith, the man who told us all we should have been a cowboy, was honored posthumously. And let me tell you, it was a performance worthy of a standing ovation. Friends and fellow artists like Sammy Hagar, Lainey Wilson, and the dynamic duo Brooks and Dunn took to the stage to honor Keith's legacy. Sammy Hagar, a close friend of Keith, gave a performance that could melt the ice in your whiskey. He sang, "I Love This Bar," and folks, it was a performance that would have made Keith himself raise a glass. Now, you might be wondering why Beyoncé didn't grace the event with her presence, despite having released a country album. Well, it turns out she had a previous engagement with a hairbrush and a singing mirror. But back to the tribute. Lainey Wilson closed the show with a rendition of "How Do You Like Me Now?" that left us all a little misty-eyed. It was a fitting end to a night that celebrated the best in country music, and more importantly, the legacy of Toby Keith. In the words of Keith himself, "I ain't as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was." And folks, after this tribute, it's clear that his music and influence are as good as they ever were. So here's to Toby Keith, a man who left us too soon, but whose music will keep us tapping our boots for many years to come. And as for the CMT Music Awards, well, they've set the bar pretty high for next year. But knowing them, they'll probably just build a ladder out of old guitar strings and climb right over it.